welcome. I'm glad everybody's able to make it tonight and to share our experience through our internship at Modis. I didn't know what to expect going into the internship, and I thought that one of my strengths for the program is being flexible and not needing to know what's going to happen next and just adapting to what it is. So, Sarah and I met with our on-site supervisor, which is Ellie, and we went shopping for the supplies. We had each, Sarah and I had each been given the funds, checks from Southwestern College, to be able to buy ample supplies. So we were on the way from getting driven with our supplies from Cusco to Modis, and we stopped at the overlook to see Urubamba. So we arrived, and this is where we stayed. So we started with a group that's this size, and it grew from there. In fact, it grew every week up through Christmas, and then it never got as big again after Christmas.
We wanted to do children's yoga. I had taken a class before, and we spent a lot of time translating this yoga mountain story, and it went pretty well. They were engaged, but my language wasn't quite there, and they're kind of like, well, what happened next? What happened next? And, and it's like it couldn't move fast enough, and so we kind of dropped it. And, but we still played outside a lot, and they would do things like twirl around and gymnastics and all kinds of, and sports.
They were finishing our sentences, is what was happening. We asked them to draw what we were talking about, the story of the bird and the mountains, and it was a beautiful day, and everyone seemed to be more excited about going inside and using the supplies.
Mm-hmm.
All the time, excited about using the supplies.
They were really happy that we were there, so it was like a real welcoming feeling to have them. Yeah.
Jose Luis mentioned that if he said you'll notice through town that there's not very many people in the age range of 18 to 38, something like this. They're mostly working somewhere in a city where there's opportunities. He said, but there are kids here, and we're looking for ways to help this community. So these murals we worked on, this was week 3 or 4, right? About four pieces of paper that we glued together. Mm-hmm. The idea was to create a mural for the day, and then to sign your name on this. Like every project and every material that we brought out, they were all successful. During the program, the groups grew, and the most people that we had were 67 kids on 1 week with Yuri, and that was a little bit before Christmas. And then Jose Luis invited the shaman, 4 or 5, 6 shaman, I think. His mom's here, and it was a beautiful ceremony with a lot of wishes, a lot of prayers being put into the despacho. One was burned and one was put into the ground. Sara and I were able to also contribute. This was the first day that we were working on beaded jewelry. However, I wanted this picture in here to talk about a project that we came up with. Talk about the...
Yeah, we had them find the rock outside and then come in and paint it. And, it was a really fun week. They
did it with gusto. When we'd say that, they were sprinting to find a great rock. Some would bring back these beautiful smooth ones that were small, and others would bring back something huge. And
and we had to say how many, because otherwise they'd bring like 5. How about just 2? 2 is good.
And also during that time in Urubamba, we had, with our funds, we had bought some glitter sticks, and so they were able to paint them and use those afterwards as well. So the beaded jewelry was a big hit. We were asked to do it often, so we brought it back more than one time, more than 1 week. We've got the murals that we brought in to decorate this room, this church. We had enough pallets and enough paints to go around so that everybody had their own, or ask them to be sharing when that was best in groups. There was a storm moving in. It was a pretty serious storm moving in. The thunder was booming, and it was dark, and it was moving our way. And so I was observing my environment again, and no one was getting nervous but me, I guess.
No, it's like, shouldn't we clean up, or they just kept going.
We had a big celebration party at the end. It was the children that were through with the program, and that we had a lot of work saved for, and then a lot of their family, and then it extends, both of these extend to the backs of the place. And so we had bags prepared with some new supplies for the children, and then the work that they had put into the program.
It's really fun handing out the bags, because I was like, yes, I know almost all their names. It's really cool. Yeah.
We had a feast afterwards, and some beverages and some spillage happened. And then everybody was invited to whatever they liked out in the field. And then we're leaving Maras. And this is I think one of the last pictures I took there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. People have questions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does anybody have any questions?
I was just wondering about, were there crafts or art that the people there were naturally doing? So was there pottery or weaving, or did you come in contact with any of that?
The only thing we really saw in Maras was we'd see them, I think it was sheep's wool, and we'd see them spinning it to make the yarn, and then I think they would sell the yarn from there. And then other than that, I mean, we'd see
like knitting or
we'd see
weaving?
women on the bus
Oh, okay.
crocheting.
Yeah, often.
Yeah.
There was pottery, but maybe not so much in that town. Yeah.
Basically, it's the whole thrust of the Andean Research Institute is to serve the people in this region, because it's one of the poorest regions, and help the children acquire skills, whether that's, like in this case, just learning to work with different media, and some of the kids will probably take off with that. A few of them will show some talent, or whether it's other skills. But I'm really grateful that we can participate in this with our interns, in that segment of it with the children. And I'm just like thrilled to see their faces. I can't wait to go down there. I'm going down next week, so I'm hoping to meet some of them.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me, on Fridays when we worked with Yuri, we spent a lot of time, getting supplies ready, passing out pencils, and it was really busy, and we would sort of get wrapped up in that. And then there was one day things kind of settled down, the kids were all focused, and Ellie, our supervisor, says, this is really therapeutic for them. I was like, yeah, you're right. Like I kind of just forgot, because I was so like, okay, we need to get this, we need to do this.
You were into the logistics of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
What I was surprised at was how many kids were able to come, because there's so many chores that have to be done all the time.
Yeah.
So that was really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it also shows how much they appreciated it, that they were making such an effort to come.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.